guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Alex and we're back to work on the Jetta Sport Wagon. And the Jetta is almost road worthy. I've taken it on a couple test drives. She's driving good, but she's leaking a little bit of fluid. And if you guys remember in the last video, I rebuilt the transfer case because that was leaking. And now the leak is coming from the connection point between the transmission and the transfer case. And so now our task is to remove the transfer case once again. I have a new seal to go in there. Something must have happened. I replaced that seal, but in the last video when I took it apart and put it back together, perhaps the seal got damaged or something like that. So the oil that is dripping is DSG fluid, so it's not transfer case fluid. So unfortunately, that's what we're gonna have to do. Now I'll let you guys know that I've tried to remove it already, and the little bolt inside the transfer case that is holding the actual shaft into the differential has stripped on me. So I can't get a tool on there. I showed you guys in a previous video how I had this long extension set to basically get in there. Well, that didn't work. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna jack the car up. I'm gonna remove the passenger side front axle and then attempt to remove the transfer case once again. And if that doesn't work, then I bought some long drill bits. I'm gonna drill into it, hopefully without any damage. My plan there is to just drill the head of that bolt, remove what I need to, and then do some damage control afterwards. But beyond that, the car is running and driving and shifting very well. I'll show you guys a little bit later how that's all going. But we do have to fix this leak. Long term, DSG fluid dripping, eventually the fluid's gonna be low enough. Eventually the gears are gonna start to not get enough lubrication and the clutches will eventually burn out. So this is a very important issue that we have to get fixed. So that is on the agenda for the video today. We finally have an exhaust system for this car, an exhaust system that does account for the prop shaft, which does not exist just yet. I just ordered it this week. It should be in a couple days, maybe a week or so. And I also ordered a service kit to service the center carrier. I'll show that to you guys. And then after that, basically, we're just gonna slap it in and the car should be all-wheel drive. Just to give you guys a recap on what we've done so far on this project, the entire rear end of the car came out of a Volkswagen Tiguan, and the gas tank came out of an Audi A3. The rear differential also came out of a Tiguan, and then we moved on to the front where we disassembled the transmission. We installed an all-wheel drive front differential. We sourced a transfer case that bolts right in. We milled the bell housing to be able to accept that. We also sourced a shorter passenger side front drive shaft, the same one I'm going to be removing, and we put it back together. So basically, the way the car sits right now, it thinks that it's all-wheel drive. Although there's no prop shaft driving the rear wheels, the rear differential is coded into the car, so the car now knows that it has an all-wheel drive control module, which sits on the rear differential. As far as the shifting, as far as everything else, the car is doing just fine. So that's a little bit of an update as to where we are. With that, let's get to work on the Jetta once again. I'm going to unbolt the lower control arm on the passenger side. I'm going to move the hub out of the way. I'm going to remove the drive shaft, or the axle, and then the hard part begins. Can we drill, or can we somehow manage to take out the bolt holding in the transfer case? Let's lift up the car and get to work. Thanks. Hey guys, so here we are. If you can see right in there, that is where this bolt lives. And as you can see, I have a little tiny 6mm Allen socket, and this is the bolt. So I got this from the dealership. That is what I'm having a problem with. So, if you guys can see right over there, that's a pretty deep hole. And so I made a little contraption out of a bunch of extensions just so that I could get that little thing into that hole. That is the only little tool that I have that'll get in there. And so I'm cranking on it and it's not coming out. And so, not that it's not coming out, this actually stripped. We'll see, maybe we'll get lucky this time, but if not, I have a solution. So I got this at Home Depot. It's a 12-inch drill bit. And so my plan will be to mill down this head. Hey guys, so you can see a little bit clearer right now. I have my long extension all the way in there because it's going all the way to the transmission. And this is what happens. So look. Just like that. Yeah, it's just skipping. So, let me show you what. Yeah, so if you can see that, I don't know if you can, but there's metally sparkly bits up in there, and that's what it feels like. It feels like it's skipping. So this is my setup. Not a lot of clearance, as you can see, but we'll give it a shot. I don't know. Hey guys, so I got great news. Actually, after like 2 minutes of drilling, this is what popped out. So I guess we liberated the head from that bolt, which means that we can begin removing the transfer case once again. So I'm very happy about this. If you can see, it sheared right off without much fuss. Let's go ahead, set up the camera, and begin removing the transfer case. Hey guys, so after 2 days of struggle busting, we finally got it out. So this was the problem. You can see that right there. This is what this bolt should look like. You can see it's a 6mm Allen, and it lives right in there, just like that. So you need a long tool to be able to get through the bottom here up into where this bolt is supposed to live. And I had stripped it. I'm not sure what happened. Did I tighten it too much? I don't know. But essentially I had to drill it out. And so I got some long drill bits and drilled it out. And then of course it was a challenge trying to get this thing out. And so as you can see, some of my marks here, I was beating on it. A huge pain in the butt. And actually this is why we're doing all of this. This seal had busted, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But also we have some carnage right here, and this, I guess, seals on the inside of the transmission. It's supposed to be a smooth surface here, but as you can see, this got marred up really good. So let me take you guys and show you
what the transmission looks like. So as you can see right there, that is the seal that was leaking. But I know the shadow is kind of blocking it, but as you can see, this is kind of off center. Oh, well, I guess that explains it. Is that supposed to do that? I don't know. I don't know if the differential is supposed to be moving around like that. But I guess this side does center it, and that's why we have these bolt holes here. But anyway, that is the seal that was leaking. I can't really tell right here, but I know that up there it's a little bit bent. So I'm going to remove this seal, and we will replace it, and we'll clean up inside there. Let me feel. Yeah, it's pretty rough in there. So we'll see what we can do about smoothing all of that out. But let's pull the seal. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how I'm pulling the seal. So I just have a flat blade screwdriver. I'm just kind of wedging it in there and prying. Doing my best not to damage anything. Just like that. Ow. That hurt. Oh, we got some carnage up in here. What is that? Well guys, this right here is just, right now, just what I pulled out of the transmission. And that is very bad news. This right here used to be the bearing race. And that is why this is moving around so much. And that is horrible, because yeah, we're gonna have to be taking this thing apart once again, unfortunately. Yeah.
Hey guys, well, with that, it looks like the Jetta's going to be put on the back burner for a little bit. As you guys have seen, the transmission is busted. I don't think it's a surprise. I am not a transmission rebuilding expert, not yet anyway. Well, as you guys have seen, the bearing holding the differential in place, there's a bearing on each side. The bearing that I could see, the differential was wobbling back and forth. There was a piece of metal sticking out, and so that tells me that the bearings weren't seated properly, and there's no telling what else is wrong inside this transmission. Again, I did my best, took it apart twice, put it back together, replaced the differential, and replaced the gear ring, but unfortunately it was not meant to be. I could, of course, take it apart one more time, see what is possible, but the problem is a lot of these parts are just not available, and it actually turns out to be more cost efficient and economic to source a used transmission. So that is exactly what I did. I sourced one in Europe from a diesel 4Motion Volkswagen Passat. Again, we didn't get those here. And so it is en route to Houston now. So once that gets there, I'm going to take a close look at it. It doesn't look, based on the pictures, it doesn't look like it has been taken apart ever. So I don't plan to be taking it apart. I don't want to go through this again. But it is a 4Motion diesel gear transmission, hopefully even with taller gears. So once that gets here, we'll just slap it right back in, and that will be the next step. Yeah guys, it sucks. We're gonna put the Jetta on the back burner while that transmission gets here, and then I'll update you guys, and we're gonna put it in, and we're actually gonna finally complete this project. I don't want you guys to worry. We have other projects on the channel, other videos that I'm going to be posting while we're waiting for the parts for this car. Hopefully keeping you guys entertained. Right over there, that's the next project for the channel. It's a big one. So I hope you guys stick around. I hope you guys see it. But for the 4Motion DSG Jetta, it's not dead. We'll come back full strength after relaxing and taking a little break, and finally get this thing done and put on the road as a factory, almost factory car. So again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, everyone that's commented, everyone that's subscribed, everyone that's liked my videos. It's really helpful, it's really motivating for me that you guys are watching and enjoying seeing my successes and failures. So with that, I'm out. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll catch you guys next time.